guys, my name is Omar, and today we're going to read Touchdown Kid by
it's my brother
Tim
Amar.
Green.
Yes, my brother Amar.
At the last video, if you didn't see that, this is the perfect time to see the title. It looks like a kid with a football.
Yeah,
It's a football. Yeah, the brown ball. It's actually not a ball. It's like a thing that you just use and then throw it, and it will like so high, and it will go to somewhere. Okay, let's get started. Okay. The rebar clattered into silence. Chapter number 3. The rebar clattered into silence. As Corey looked at the policeman, he was white hair with pale green eyes and a name tag that read Thrope. The cop eyed Corey with what might have been amusement. You can't be 14. I'm 12, of course, knowing how it looked, how it all looked. What did I say? Cookie. They nodded. Thor nodded at the rebar, before shaking his head. Used to be a burglary was a grown man profession. I'm not. Corey said I didn't. Get up, Thrope sounded tired and annoyed. Corey left the rebar and stood. The policeman raised his hand and Corey flinched. You heard too many stories, Thrope.
Yeah.
Thrope busted dust bunny out of Corey's bare shoulder. I don't hit kids, even if they're broken. Corey shook his head violently. Oh yeah, someone busted in this door, and you've got to be the rebar. I'm no Sherlock Holmes. I know Sherlock Holmes. But you don't have to be on this side of the city. If you didn't do it, you better tell me who did. Corey slipped. Oh, that's a big boy. You can take the fall. You and I both know. You go in front of a family counters, and he will slap you the wrist and send you home. You might end up in that counseling at school. No need to go through that. I'll let all the troubles slide, but you gotta tell me who those bad guards are. Thor bent down and put his hat on Corey's shoulder. You see, my partner is a rookie. He's going to go to buy the book. He gets excited. Freeze! Corey and Thor spun around to find a second policeman with his gun drawn and pointing away from the sunny opening on the far side of the club. Okay, now we're reading chapter 4. So in chapter number 3, they were talking about so in chapter 3, it's like the kids, and there was like a police officer who met some kids. His name was Thorpe, and also he was trying to tell them to not be there. And he's saying that you better not do that. You better not do a crime. And he didn't do a crime. And the policeman said that to him, that tell tell me who's the bad guy. And he didn't really know. Anyways. So he decided to get scared. Kenny put the cold gun down. Thorpe glowered at his partner. Officer Kenny marched through the doorway with both hands on his gun, now pointing at it at the four. They broke through the front. I thought they might be in here still. They broke out from the furnace. Kenny Thorpe nudged the rebar with the toe of his dusty black shoe. Kenny sniffed the air. It smelled like someone peed. It's a West Side bar, Thorpe said. Let's take this kid home, but down to the family court first. Right, Kenny? Right? Kenny turned his eyes on Corey like a cat sitting up in a fat, juicy robin. So he can book him? I heard they got a room in Hillbrook. Corey felt his throat tight. Hillbrook is the name of the infamous Juneville Detention Center. It was only for the very worst kids who committed violent crimes but were too young for jail. Even though if it was a place for kids, it was reputed to a horror show. When teens came back from Hillbrook, they were never quite wet. Just the name sent chills down Corey's back. Then he gets up. Who did this? And Bree. Who did this? It was a place for kids. It was reputed to a horror show. When kids came back from Hillbrook, they were never quite white. Just the name sent chills down Corey's back. Maybe he gives up. Who did this? And bring this to his mama. Mama. You got a mama, kid? Thorpe asked. Corey nodded. Thankful they didn't ask about it, Dad. That was too long of a story. Good. Now you all to do is tell us who's the real criminals. Thorpe said. Corey shook his head. He was afraid of the bullies in Hillbrook. He was afraid of his mom too. But not as dirty. Not as afraid as Dirty and Finn. He never tell. Still, the policeman made a show of having Corey cover his belly by putting on his practice jersey. Then put him in the siren. They put him in the siren. Then they put him in the siren. Corey hung his head and turned away as people on the sidewalk stopped to stare. The cops drove him to downtown into the parking lot to the public safety building. It was a stone fortress. Everyone on West Side, they knew they kept the real criminals there. The cop sat in the car grilling him. You don't want to take us in the plane. Just give us the name and we'll drive you home. Look, kid, just tell them what you said. Thorpe spun around to see if you could do that much. Corey remained silent. Kenny shook his head in disgust. You need to wise up, kid. Once you go through these doors, there's no going back. He's right, Thorpe said. It'll be a lot better for you to tell us. Corey said, continue to flood inside the police car. Let's book him, Thorpe. Kenny pounded a fist into the other hand. Wait, silence, come on. Kenny whispers, let's book him. Corey's lip remained loud, though. He knew his option was, but Hillbrook couldn't be as bad as waiting for Dirty to jump out of the shadows at some unknown moment. Finally, Thorpe started fire up the car engine. What are you doing, kids? Come on, Thorpe. Kids are burglar. Thorpe had both hands on the wheel. He really looked at Corey before addressing his rookie partner. Really, Kenny? You and Herbert. You're going to tell me what to do. Well, no, Kenny mumbled. He sulked the whole way to pull out a ran-down place, and his mom rented on Hope Avenue. The policemen escorted him to the door while the neighborhood kids and squealed with delight at the sight of Corey at a cop's sandwich. Flapjack got arrested. Flapjack got arrested.
The Sonic the
Okay.
that
Their sing-song voices danced in the heat. After several rings, his mom answered the door, seeing the police. She gasped and snatched Corey to her side like a lost puppy. He wished that she had cobblered him like most of the other moms of whole family would have done. Lovely. Guys, can you tell me what cobblered means in this section? Comment down below. Thank you.
Yeah. I did it. Mommy, I did it. Mommy, I did
Police
it.
looked. Wait.
Mommy, I did it.
See?
Mommy, I brought chemicals.
Police looked.
I brought chemicals. For chemicals.
Police looked at her bright yellow bathing suit beneath the open white dress she had taken from her last boyfriend. His mom must have been in the backyard. What is this? Corey was full and small and fragile,
Take that.
but as a bird. But her life made her
This
tough.
is Sonic.
She glared. She glared accusingly at the police. Thorpe and can you tell guys? Sorry again. Sorry for the interruption, but can you tell me what puffed? Oh yeah, I already know. So yeah, huff and rest. He was like that.
Chicken.
Thorpe huffed and rested. Corey's football gear on the cracked stop. And a burglary man. A what? Corey's mom stiffened and her grip on his arm tightened. Corey winced. I did, Mom. Some big kids made me be on the lookout. I didn't have a choice. Why don't you go catch them? She turned her glare at the police. You may have some more questions for him, ma'am. Officer turned Corey's eye loose from the yellow bathing suit. Okay. We may have some question for him, ma'am. Officer Kenny tore his eyes loose from the yellow bathing suit and suddenly had sudden interest in his belt buckle. Thorpe had no problem making Corey's mom stare and matching it with his unblinking pale green eyes. We could have changed him with rainbow flame staring and burglary. Sir, but my sense is that he wasn't the mastermind in all of this. He was there, but I'm not sure he had any intent to commit crime. Going wrong? Of course he did. Well, Thorpe tipped his hat and turned to go. Corey watched them leave, and his aim at hoodie and giggling from the younger neighborhoods who spilled back into the street. He saw the sun knowing ahead was wags of the adult neighbors tucked away on their front porches, hiding from the sun. Corey's mom disappeared into the house without a word. He followed her through on past the broken wall, wooden beams hammered together 100 years ago. Over the yellowed linoleum, peeling up from the floor, and into the kitchen. The black door sagged open for Corey and saw her empty lunch chair, her iced tea, and magazine on her makeshift table. He loves sunbathing and the privacy of what that wretched yard said. Now she looked at him. Gosh, how could she said, but how could you let yourself go and get into that situation? I'm sorry, his voice oozed with apology, and you could see that she was softening. Mom, can you drive me over to school? I'm really late for practice. I don't think if I can make it before a dance if I walk. Practice, drive me, her anger flared. You're lucky I'm not punishing you. If you had a father, he'd punish you. I cannot promise you that. I didn't do anything, she clenched her teeth. You were there, Corey. How many times do I have to tell you? You lie with dogs, you gotta get fleas. You end up in jail. You end up in jail, you can't be alone. Corey stood his ground. If I don't practice, I can't play, Mom. Who says you're going to play? Actually, in the game, I am mean. It wasn't like her to be mean, but he figured she'd been stung by the sight of police on their doorstep for all to see. His spirit sank as she walked out of the kitchen through the back door, ignoring his request. He followed her into the yard where she sat down. I might Corey said all as he could. The HBS coach is going to be there, Mom. You're going to see Liam, but what if he sees me? I could go to HBS, get a scholarship, get recruited, play pro ball, and play pro ball, and buy you a big house, a car too, a BMW, Mom. BMW, Mom. She snorted and lay back and closed her eyes. Against the sun, she chewed on her words before spitting them out. HBS Howard Bissinger School. I knew a girl who went there, Kate. She was a snot lived above Needham's Tavern, but acted like she was a flipped. He needed a ride, couldn't say whether to get a chance to play, but he had to be ready for that possibility. He knew for certain as he knew his mother loved him infinitely, and certain as he knew all my luck was when preparation met with opportunity. That was the one thing that he learned from Melon. Head. Tomorrow, it could be that day that might somehow change his life. But he had to be ready. If he didn't make it to Glenwood Park before the Colbers practice ended, Coach Mellon would tell him to stay home tomorrow. He'd be punished for being late, but outright banned by not making it at all. Corey had seen both things happen to other kids before. Please, Mo, he whispered. Please. So we shall review. So this is a pretty long chapter. Pretty long chapter, see? So guys, so he was like in a sticky situation at the police office, and also he was like almost like a practice. If he was late, that means, and his mom told him, and he told his mom to make him early. If he didn't make it all, he would be banned from the game, from football. So that's the game. So that's 3 to 4th chapter review. I hope you enjoyed reading, and thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day. Bye.